we have our local advice attorney, Tim Watson, with us again today to talk once more about all things law and how that might work for you. And Tim, one of the areas of practice you've talked about a lot is personal injury, right? Now, I know that generally means car wrecks and other types of accidents, but I understand there's a lot more to it than that.
Yeah, there is. So personal injury can mean a lot of stuff. I think everybody kind of knows the personal injury attorneys. That's kind of one of the most common attorneys that people hear about.
Sure.
Personal injury attorneys and criminal attorneys are the ones that always show up on TV shows and movies. And unfortunately, I think personal injury attorneys maybe haven't been represented as well. Everybody's heard the term ambulance chaser associated with a personal injury attorney. I'm going to date myself a little bit here. If y'all remember Lionel Hutz from The Simpsons, he was the slick-talking, kind of shady guy showing up at the scene of an accident just trying to get money. I hate to think that that's the image that people have of personal injury attorneys because it couldn't be more far from the truth. Personal injury attorneys, I think, kind of exemplify what an attorney should be. Attorneys are there to help people.
Yeah.
That's the goal. That's the bottom line. We're there to help people.
So on the interstate, we've all seen these billboards, and you use that term, those folks, right? Are you one of those folks?
I am. I hope. I'm proud to say that I'm one of those folks. I do practice in the area of personal injury. So personal injury. Personal injury can be car wrecks, it can be slips and fall, it can be dog bites. Maybe a bad product was made and it hurt you. It could be medical malpractice. It's a wide range of things. Typically that means that a person was injured. You've had a bodily injury, but all of it comes down to negligence. Okay. And I think we've talked about negligence before. It means about four things. Somebody had a duty to do something, they failed to do it, their failure caused an injury, and then you prove the extent of the injury, and that's called damages.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so I want to make sure that I get my question exactly right. Okay. So the word damages being the fourth element of a negligence claim, correct?
That's right.
Okay, so is that different than the actual injury?
So damages is different than the actual injury.
Okay.
So let's take a car wreck, just as an example. Everybody has a duty to exercise reasonable caution when we're out driving on the road. If somebody's texting and not paying attention, if somebody's drunk, they're not being cautious, and if they cause an accident and cause an injury, that's negligence. So they had a duty to take care, not text and drive. They breached it, and they hit somebody, and they hurt them, and that person is injured. So that's duty, breach, and injury. But the damages are actually the consequences of that injury.
Okay.
And so the consequences of an injury are medical bills. If you're out of work for a little while, you're not getting paid, it's lost wages. Pain and suffering is something that everybody's heard of before. That's kind of the all-encompassing gray area that is the physical and emotional distress that goes along with being injured.
Oh, okay.
And so that can be pretty extensive too. If you have a permanent injury, I mean, God forbid, if you're terribly injured and you can't walk again, then one of the things that an attorney is doing is trying to help figure out what the extent of the cost to that person or their family is going to be over their life, and prove that so that the award matches the damages.
Yeah.
So what should someone do if a loved one or if they themselves have been injured?
Well, the first thing that anybody should do if they've been injured is take care of themselves. I mean, whether it's a car wreck or whether you've been hurt in a medical malpractice, take care of yourself. But call an attorney and call me. Hopefully call me.
Call Tim Watson.
Absolutely. Give me a call. We are always happy to talk about it.
Yeah, and you see some contact details right there on your screen for Tim and the great folks over at MGW Law Partners. Thanks for joining us,
Yes,
Tim.
thank you
Absolutely.
very much.
Thanks
Love
for
having you
having
on.
me.
Great advice.
It's good to see you guys
Absolutely.
again.
Sure, yeah.
Absolutely.